Picture this: you wake up tomorrow morning, and for the first time in years your stomach is flat, your waistband is loose, and your body finally feels like it belongs to you again. No crash diet, no punishing gym session, no starvation. Just a 10-day protocol that targets the one organ your doctor never mentions when they tell you to lose weight. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever done everything right, cleaned up your diet, cut the sugar, added the steps, and still watched your belly stay exactly where it was? Maybe even grow? If the answer is yes, I want you to listen very carefully to the next few minutes, because what I am about to tell you is going to completely change the way you understand your own body. Your belly fat is not a calorie problem. It is not a willpower problem. It is not even a metabolism problem. It is a liver problem. Specifically, it is a congestion problem, and your liver has been trying to tell you that for years. This isn't about cleanses or juice fasts or anything the wellness industry is selling. This is about one enzyme, lipoprotein lipase, LPL, and the liver pathway that controls whether your body burns belly fat or locks it in permanent storage. And almost nobody is talking about it. Drop a comment. How long have you been dealing with stubborn belly fat that just won't move no matter what you try? Why your liver controls your belly fat. For 200,000 years, your liver had one critical survival job: hold fat. When food was scarce, when winter came, when the hunt failed for weeks, the liver would flood the body with a signal: store everything deep, store it visceral, make it almost impossible to burn. That fat depot around your organs was a biological savings account, and your liver was the only one with the key. LPL, lipoprotein lipase, was the gatekeeper of that system. Think of it as a bouncer, standing at the entrance to your fat cells, deciding in every moment whether incoming fat gets sent to your muscles to burn as fuel, or gets parked deep in your abdomen as protected storage. When your liver is healthy and clear, LPL routes fat to your muscles. When your liver is congested and overloaded, LPL flips the switch, and every gram of dietary fat you consume gets directed straight to visceral storage, the dangerous deep belly fat wrapped around your organs. Here is the mismatch that is making you struggle. Your liver's software has not been updated in 10,000 years, but your environment has changed completely. Today, the threats are not predators or famine. They are processed fructose, refined seed oils, environmental toxins in tap water, and pharmaceutical residues that your liver has to filter every single day. The threats changed. The liver's response did not. Every time it detects overload, it tells LPL, "We are not safe. Store everything." Your body isn't storing belly fat because it's broken. It's storing belly fat because it believes it's under siege. So the solution is not to eat less and move more. The solution is to clear the siege. And that is exactly what this 10-day protocol does. The 10 Days Liver Detox Protocol. The protocol works across 7 targeted interventions. Each one sends a specific biological signal to your liver, and together they stack into a system that forces your body to shift from fat storage mode into fat release mode, often within the first 72 hours. The first intervention is the morning reset. Most people wake up and immediately reach for their phone, and within 30 seconds, they have flooded their body with cortisol from notifications, social comparison, and the low-grade anxiety of the newsfeed. Cortisol activates glucocorticoid receptors in your visceral fat, the very fat you are trying to eliminate, and it tells LPL to lock that fat down even harder. So before anything else, before coffee, before food, before screens, you drink 500 milliliters of warm water with a quarter teaspoon of sea salt and the juice of half a lemon. This is not a wellness trend. The citric acid activates your liver's cytochrome P450 enzymes, initiating bile flow and beginning the detox cycle your liver has been waiting to run since you went to sleep. The second intervention is the fructose cut. I know this is where people push back, because the morning smoothie feels healthy, but fructose is metabolized exclusively in the liver, unlike glucose, which is processed by every cell in your body. When you consume high fructose foods before noon, you are dumping a chemical surge into a liver that has not yet cleared its overnight backlog. The cascade is direct. Fructose arrives, the liver converts it into new fat through de novo lipogenesis. LPL has nowhere to send it but visceral storage, and a gene called SREP1C gets upregulated, cutting your body's fat-burning capacity by up to 50% for the following 6 hours. For 10 days, no fruit juice, no dried fruit, no honey before midday. Replace it with eggs, avocado, leafy greens, and 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, compounds that actually initiate bile flow and begin clearing the congestion backlog. If you've never heard the fructose LPL connection before, Hit subscribe right now. This is exactly what this channel does. We decode the biology nobody else explains, every single week. The third intervention is bile activation. Bile is the fluid your liver produces to digest and transport fat for elimination. When bile flow is sluggish, dietary fat is incompletely processed, toxins get reabsorbed back into circulation, and the liver has to deal with the same chemical load a second and third time. 3 food-based bile activators, taken consistently with meals, break this loop: artichoke extract before each meal to increase bile production, milk thistle with breakfast to regenerate liver cell membranes, and a cup of dandelion root tea at lunch to stimulate the gallbladder to physically contract and release stored bile. These are not supplements chosen for marketing reasons. They are the 3 compounds with the strongest clinical evidence for reducing hepatic fat accumulation. The fourth intervention may surprise you. For 10 days, replace high-intensity workouts with 2 specific movements. The first is a 20-minute walk after dinner, a gentle pace, forward motion. HIIT training spikes cortisol, and in a congested liver, a cortisol surge tells visceral fat to hold tighter, not release. Visceral fat has 4 times more cortisol receptors than the fat sitting under your skin, meaning every intense workout you do with a congested liver is reinforcing the very storage pattern you are trying to break. A post-dinner walk, on the other hand, activates GLUT4 transporters in your muscle cells, pulling glucose out of the bloodstream without triggering a single cortisol spike. The second movement is 10 slow diaphragmatic breaths, 4 times per day. Your liver sits directly beneath your diaphragm, and every deep breath physically massages it, increases hepatic blood flow, and improves the pressure gradient that drives bile through the bile ducts. The fifth intervention is the overnight liver window. Between 1 and 3 in the morning, your liver enters its peak regeneration and detoxification cycle, but it can only run this cycle if melatonin signaling has been established. Most people are in bed too late, under artificial light too long, and the liver's night shift never fully activates. For 10 days, lights out by 10:30, no exceptions, and 10 milliliters of tart cherry juice concentrate in water 30 minutes before sleep. Tart cherry contains naturally occurring melatonin and anthocyanins that reduce hepatic inflammation, directly upregulating the NRF2 antioxidant pathway in liver cells, the same pathway targeted by some of the most expensive liver supplements on the market. The sixth intervention is the fiber flush. When your liver processes hormones and toxins, it packages them in bile and sends them to the small intestine for elimination. But without enough soluble fiber in the gut, those bile-bound toxins are reabsorbed back into the portal vein and returned to the liver. The same load gets processed 2, 3, 4 times, keeping the congestion permanently high. 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed daily captures bile acids before reabsorption, and 1 cup of cooked cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, or Brussels sprouts, provides indole 3-carbinol and DIM, compounds that accelerate estrogen metabolism and directly support the liver's phase 2 detoxification pathway. The seventh intervention is filtered water, consistently, 2 liters per day minimum. Your liver filters 2 liters of blood per minute. Blood is mostly water. Even mild dehydration thickens blood viscosity, slows hepatic filtration, and deepens the backlog. Tap water containing chloramine, the compound many municipal systems now use, depletes the liver's glutathione reserves, the master antioxidant the liver depends on to neutralize toxins. Filter your water. Add a pinch of sea salt to every liter. Drink it before you are thirsty. If this is making sense, if you're connecting dots about your body that nobody ever connected for you before, hit the like button right now. It tells the algorithm to show this to the people who need it most. What happens when you stack all 7? By day 2, the morning bloating begins to reduce. The lemon salt protocol has initiated bile flow, and your liver is beginning to clear its filtration backlog for the first time in months. By day 5, your waistband sits differently, and your energy stabilizes through the afternoon because the fructose elimination has deactivated the SREP1C fat synthesis loop. By day 10, the system is running. LPL is routing fat to your muscles. Bile is flowing freely. The toxin recycling loop is broken, and your body is releasing the visceral fat it has been hoarding, not because you forced it, but because you finally gave it the signal it was waiting for. You stop craving sugar by 3 in the afternoon. You consume 30 to 40% fewer calories by dinner without even trying. Fat loss becomes a side effect, not the goal. A consequence of a system that is finally running exactly as it was designed. The truth nobody tells you. The weight loss industry has built an entire economy on the idea that your belly fat is your fault. They sell you restriction because restriction has to be bought again and again, every Monday, every January, every time you feel bad enough about yourself to try one more time. They treat the smoke and ignore the fire. And the fire is always your liver. Burning belly fat is not a battle of willpower. It is a negotiation with your biology. And the currency is not restriction. It is information. Your body is not broken. It is not working against you. It is doing exactly what it was designed to do, holding on to every resource it has because the signals it has been receiving told it the environment was not safe. Your belly fat is not stubbornness. It is protection. And the moment you change the signal, the moment your liver receives the message that the siege is over, it will release what it has been holding. You were never the problem. The signal was wrong. For 10 days you change the signal, and everything changes with it. If this resonated, subscribe to this channel. Every week I break down metabolism, liver health, and visceral fat through real biochemistry, so you stop guessing and start understanding exactly how your body works.